Welcome to Chronic Gamer. Today we're going to be reviewing Black Mirror Bandersnatch. Start right off the bat, I really love this. This was such a cool concept to execute, and they did it so well. I was already excited for it just because it was made by the same creators as Black Mirror, and it's a part of that whole universe, and I love Black Mirror. But this totally blew me away. I didn't expect the interactive choices to have so much weight and to change so many things in the story. It really is exactly like a choose your own adventure novel. It is so cool. It's really neat. Story-wise, it could be really good or okay. Depending on the choices that you made, sometimes you'd get endings that felt a little lackluster or just incomplete, but anytime you did, it would always give you a screen that showed you which choices you've made and which choice you want to go back to change it, to try and get a different ending, which I thought was really smart on their part. It wasn't just like, oh, well, you screwed up, try again. They're like, all right, go back here and see if you can make it better now. And interestingly enough, depending on what choices you make and what ending you get, it could completely change the meaning of the story. First time around I played through, I got the, I guess, complete evil type ending where he chops up his dad and makes like the perfect game.
The perfect game.
But obviously spends the rest of his life in prison when they find out about it. Then the next day when I went to re-watch it and try to get a different ending, I ended up stopping right after the big fight scene with his therapist, and I just wasn't expecting that to be an ending. Like, it turns out you're an actor who's gotten so deep into your role you think you're actually the character, and it was just really interesting how one ending is about like going down the rabbit hole and surrendering control to this other force, and then this other ending is about losing touch with reality and what you're actually doing here. No matter what though, there was kind of a common theme that where this idea of choice comes in, people kind of get driven insane, not knowing whether it's their own choices or somebody else's. I actually wish they would have gone a little deeper with that, just maybe one or two more endings that would show how different your choices could be. But regardless, they did such a good job. There's like 20 different endings or something. The acting was really good. I didn't really expect anything out of any of the actors because I didn't recognize anybody but good old Crazy Eyebrows.
I'm Colin, yeah?
But everybody did such a fantastic job. The main character in particular, Fionn Whitehead, I believe his name is, he just had such a great range throughout it. There were scenes where he was happy and childish or comedic. There were scenes where he was out of his mind, crazy, panicking, freaking out. There was the cold, calculated, evil side that he played in a couple of the other endings. Like, it was just so well done. Everybody did a great job playing their characters. Will Poulter was just weird as fuck. I don't really know what was up with that character, to be honest. I wish they would have explained a little bit more about that, like why he was somehow able to know about these choices and the fact that there were like predestined paths for Stefan to take. That was one thing that was kind of nixed out, it seems like. Unless there's an ending I missed, I don't know. There's probably more that I haven't seen. I tried to watch it all. Cinematography was really good. It created a lot of tension during certain scenes. I'm not exactly sure what they shot it on, but it felt really appropriate for it being like an 80s movie. Obviously the costume design and the settings were all really well done as well. Everything was very good for a period piece, especially one as trippy and weird as this. Special effects were very good from the moments that you do see them. They don't use a whole lot, but there are definitely some key moments where it's necessary. The acid trip in particular was probably the biggest use. And I've got to say, that is a really accurate portrayal of an acid trip. It was pretty well done. I actually appreciated the realism and surrealism of that scene. The music was really good and really cool just because you get to choose what music you're listening to sometimes. It's not always just predetermined for you, like your character will pull out 2 cassettes and it's up to you to decide what you're gonna listen to for pretty much the rest of the movie. It's one of those choices that really doesn't mean anything, but it just makes it fun and interactive for the viewer, so I really like that. I also really like how the score drops really sinisterly when Colin jumps off the roof instead of Stefan, and he realizes, like, holy shit, he's fucking dead.
Miss Colin.
One thing I find really impressive about this too is that I have never watched anything that had so much replay value. Like, the instant you finish it the first time, you immediately want to replay it so you can get all the different endings and see every little thing you can change. Like, that is what is so cool about an interactive story, and I really hope Netflix keeps doing that with more movies. Doing it well though, like interactiveness just for the sake of like superficial bullshit is no fun. Like, it needs to be done well. It needs to be done cleverly the way it was done here. One of the best scenes, if not the best scene of the whole movie, was when he realizes he's being controlled by some other force, and you have the option of telling him that it's you, and you get to have this weird fourth wall breaking conversation with the main character, and you tell him about Netflix and everything. Like, it is so surreal. I felt like I was losing my mind a little bit watching that too. It was so cool. In a lot of ways, the choices and fourth wall breaking that's done reminds me of Mr. Robot, but just taking it that one extra step where you as the audience actually do get to make decisions and choices here. And I think that was a real gamble on Netflix's part and Black Mirror's part, but it just paid off so well. They executed phenomenally, so congratulations. Overall, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. It was really good. It wasn't perfect, had a couple gripes, mostly with not explaining a few things. Sometimes I'm okay with being left in the dark a little bit, but there are some answers I need to understand a story. And for the most part, I got them here. There were just a few things, Colin's character being the main one, like what the fuck was his deal? Either way, highly recommend everybody watch it. It's so much fun to make the choices. It gets really intense. You feel some genuine pressure with the decisions you have to make for the character, and it's great. Like, it's a really fun thing to watch despite how heavy the material is. And I think that's